Hello everybody, this is Blade from the Hidden Blade channel, and today I'm going to be talking about what I would want if they made a Super Mario 3D World 2. So let's just pretend they're making a Super Mario 3D World 2, a sequel to Super Mario 3D World. They made a remake on the Switch, and I know this game's never going to come out, but if it were, here are my concepts and ideas, just to make the game a little bit more interesting, and because I think this could be fun. I think if they were to make a sequel to the Super Mario 3D World, I think it should be structured a little bit more like Bowser's Fury, where you have the capability to go basically wherever you want, as long as you defeat the bosses and get cat shines. I think if they did something similar, but with green stars, because I see that could work in a very interesting manner. Like, each island has 3 small levels inside of them, and the main island is one big level. So you could run around, collect a green star, and that would help you advance on to the next area or something. Also, I'd like to see some new power-ups. Maybe one that could flip the entire world upside down, similar in the Captain Toad levels when you hit the P-switch. But instead, you have the ability to go straight up into the ceiling, and you can now walk on the ceiling as if that was the ground. I think that could be a really fun and interesting mechanic for these mini levels. You could collect smaller green stars at the end of every level, or there could be a different form of currency that would allow you to pass on to the next area, but it would replace the green stars like in the main game. So you would have green stars, which would work like cat shines. When you get them, you move on to the next level, but you had a smaller collectible, usually about 3 of them per level, that would be similar to how green stars worked in the main game. But they would be more like star coins. They'd be scattered around the map, and you'd have to go looking for them, as they wouldn't be necessary to beat the game. I think, since the main Super Mario 3D World had Rosalina as the unlockable character if you beat a lot of levels and close to Champion's Road, I think when you beat the game, you unlock Bowser as the unlockable character, so much bigger and can smash through walls and stuff. So there's skips on certain levels that you can't access without beating the game. So, like, to get 100%, you have to go back after you beat the game. I think this could be a very interesting mechanic, as it would keep players playing for a little bit longer, instead of beating the game, 100%ing it, and not having to go back and do anything. I think replaying a ton of levels with a different character entirely could be very interesting. I think that the art style for 3D World can stay the exact same. I don't think there's anything really wrong with it, but maybe add a little bit more detail. Other than that, I think it looks very nice, polished, colorful, and vibrant. I think everything about it makes you feel like you're playing a Mario game. It makes you happy inside. So it's nice that you don't have to really think about, oh, the colors are too dark and it's very gloomy and drastic. But like, when they use the gloomy colors, that's usually near Bowser castles or mini bosses, which fits perfectly. Most of the main levels are very vibrant and colorful, which is incredibly nice and is very fun to look at. I would also like if they had a different villain this time. Instead of Bowser, maybe it can be whatever caused the black ink in Bowser's Fury. Maybe it could be the giant snakes. Who knows? I would just like to see some other villain than Bowser. I think that'd be really interesting if the big snakes become the main villain of the game. I mean, think about it. You would like replace some of the piranha plants with snakes, so you have to jump on their heads instead of piranha plants. You can climb up them. They retract. I think that could be really interesting and make for some new fun mechanics. I would also like if Nintendo added motion controls similar to what they did with Super Mario Odyssey. But in this case, it would control like a move or two. Because I really liked how in Super Mario Odyssey you could use the Joy-Cons to roll. It felt so much more natural and was a lot more satisfying. So if you could go in a Super Mario 3D world and do the things with the Joy-Cons, so you could move them and roll across the map, that would be incredibly interesting. And I think that a lot of players would really enjoy that more than having to do odd button combinations. So I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up for today, everybody. This has been Blade from the TheHiddenBlade channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all later. Bye!